Hey guys, guess what? Tutorials are back! So today we're going to be learning how to create clothes for The Sims 4. When you first look at clothing, it seems very difficult, but trust me, it's not. It's very easy once you know what you're doing. Big shout out to Kiko Vanity for their clothing tutorials, as I wouldn't even be doing this tutorial without their tutorials. Yeah, they learnt me how to create clothes, so big up to them. These are the programs we're going to be using today. Marvelous Designer to create the clothing mesh, Blender 2.70, Blender 2.78 for weights, Sims 4 Studio, Photoshop or any kind of 2D editing software. There are free alternatives out there if you haven't got Photoshop, which are like GIMP or Photopea. All the links to everything you need is in the description below. We're also going to need the Alien UV template, the Rainbow UV template, Sims 4 avatars for Marvelous Designer, but like I said, links are in the description, so go over and get them. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well. All the support really do help and I appreciate all the love, so yeah, let's get started. First off, we're going to open Marvelous Designer. Then we're going to go to File, Open, Avatar, and then we're going to open the female avatar. And this is what you will get. So today we're going to be creating a long sleeve t-shirt. Let me start off by showing you the template of the avatar where we will be making the t-shirt pattern. If we create the pattern over the top, then it should always fit your avatar. Then we're going to go to polygon, the polygon point thing tool, and we're just going to outline like a shirt pattern. I'm going to like create the arm parts here, and then I'm going to go up to the neck and create like a couple of points around the neck because we're going to make them into curves. Then we're going to drag it all the way down, come across, and then we're going to connect the 2 points. Okay, little break, little disclaimer here. So I've noticed whilst editing this video that when I right click something in Marvelous Designer, it don't show on the recording. There's supposed to be like a little menu that pops up. So I will add like little text and stuff to help you out to see what I was seeing when I was actually recording this video, so you don't get lost. But yeah, so if you see me like my mouse going crazy, then I'm on a menu and you just can't see it. But yeah, I'll try and help out as much as I can, like with text and stuff. So go to Edit Pattern and this little tab right here. Then we're going to right click this line and a little like pop-up menu will pop up. I want you to unfold. The pattern will unfold and we get two sides of the t-shirt. Zoom into the neck and delete some of these excess points because we don't need them all. And when you've done that, right click on the points and convert them to curve. So they turn into a lovely little neckline, just like that. And then we're going to do the same with the arm pieces as well. But mine are too far in, so I'm going to like redo them and push them out a little bit. And then I'm going to convert them to curves. Next, you want to go and click this little tool here. Right click on your t-shirt, press copy and then mirror paste it. You will end up with two parts, which will be the front and the back of your t-shirt. Next, you want to go up and choose the edit curvature tool because we're going to smooth out the neck a little bit, bring it up, and also I'm going to edit the back of the t-shirt, of the neck, and I'm gonna bring that up as well because it's too low. Now you can go ahead and start placing the parts of the t-shirt in front of the body. I'm gonna place the one with a higher neck at the back and the one with a lower neckline at the front. Now it's time for the fun part, the sewing. I like to segment sew on the actual simulation on the left side, but you can also segment sew in the 2D viewer as well, but I just rather do it on the actual 3D person because I don't know, it's more accurate and yeah. So we're gonna click the segment sew up here, the tool, and we're gonna sew each side to each side. Make sure it's in a straight line though, because if it's not, it will be like crisscross and it won't sew properly. So they have to be in a straight line. Like, I will give you an example. See these little lines here? Make sure you sew them in the same place, so like the same ways. Otherwise, it will end up like this. See, it will end up crisscross and you don't want that if you're not intending to do that. So yeah, you always want to sew them straight. Once they are all sewed properly, we can go ahead and simulate the clothing. And it should look just like this. If a part of your mesh is greyed out, don't worry. All we have to do is right click on that part of the mesh, flip the normals. It basically just means that your mesh is flipped the wrong way, like inside out. So by flipping normals, your mesh will go back the right way and it will be just fine. If you have any of the Sim's body showing through your mesh, whilst it's simulating, you can just grab at the mesh and adjust it, like what I'm doing right here around the breast area. Now it's time to create the arms. So we're gonna go into the polygon tool again and we're gonna just draw out some arms around the arm template. I'm gonna go across, bring it back up and connect the two lines like I did with the t-shirt. I'm also gonna add like a curve point here, like convert it to a curve, so it's just easier to sew. And then I'm gonna rotate them. I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna mirror paste. Gonna be the front of the arms, and now I'm gonna highlight the two front arms and I'm gonna copy and paste them again. Rotate them so they're around the back. Make sure you flip normals again because the back of the arms are inside out. Now we're gonna go and sew the arms together. I'm gonna start off with the top of the arms, then I'm gonna sew underneath, then I'm gonna sew like the armholes. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna also do the other side, so I will be right back. I'm just gonna speed through this because it's the same process as the other arm. So you don't really need to see this, but yeah, we'll just skip on. This is the best part because when we simulate the clothing, we can actually see it all coming together. So press space to simulate your clothing. So this is what you will end up with, something like this. Don't worry about the holes in the garment because we're gonna fix that. Also, the arms might be a little short, so just highlight the bottom of the pattern and just bring them down a little bit, like what I'm doing on the screen right now. And you'll have, you know, the perfect length of arms. And then simulate, of course. So about these holes that you can see in the garment, we're gonna fix them right now. All you have to do is simulate your garment and pull at the t-shirt and just readjust basically. I'm now going to strengthen the mesh. You can do this by right clicking on your mesh and choosing strengthen, your mesh will turn orange and you will know it's done. I'm also gonna widen the arms a little bit just so there's more room, so the holes won't show as much. And then we're gonna go and sculpt the remaining little holes out so you can't see any holes at all. Okay, so I forgot to sew this hole up here, on the arm. So I'm just gonna sew it now. The other arm is fine, but I just forgot to do that one. Click this little window up here and choose sculpt. We will go into the sculpt mode. Choose the grab tool up the top. Now we're just gonna sculpt all these little holes out. Once you have finished sculpting all of your clothing, you can then go ahead and go to File, Export, Export to OBJ, type whatever name you want to name your top. I just wrote top 1, unselect all avatars, and then keep everything else the same, but change the scale from millimeter to meter and then save. Now we open Sims 4 Studio and we go to Create 3D Mesh in the CAS area and then click the big button. Then we're going to change the gender to female, age to adult, part type to clothing top, and game pack to default, base game. And then we're going to find this kind of bikini top, the one without the straps. I went with the black one in the bottom. And then we're just gonna press next and open it. Save it in your mods folder, otherwise you won't be able to test it. Go to the meshes tab, click export mesh on LOD 0, save it somewhere safe, I create a folder and just name it base mesh. Now we're going to go over to Blender 2.78 and we're just going to open the base mesh that we saved earlier. We're going to go to File, Import OBJ, and we're going to import the clothing that we just exported from Marvelous Designer. Okay people, so this is the crucial part. If we get something wrong here, then the clothing will not work properly in The Sims 4. So if you're ready, then I'm ready. Let's pay attention. Let's go. Let's get our clothing working. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna go over to this little triangle thing. It's basically called data, and we're gonna go and click that. Then we're gonna go down to UV maps, change the one that says UV map to UV_0, and then click the plus button on the right side and create a new map. Change the name to that one to UV_1. Now we've created new maps, we're going to have to data transfer. So go over to modifiers, add modifier, and choose a data transfer. Make sure you're on the top mesh, not the base mesh. In the data transfer modifier, we're gonna choose the studio mesh one, which is the base mesh, in the source object. Check the face corner detail box and choose nearest face interpolated. Then we're gonna click UVs, all layers, and we're gonna choose UV_1. And where it says by name next to it, we're going to choose UV1 also. and then we're just gonna press apply on the modifier at the top. We are now gonna adjust the fit of the mesh so it will fit like all body sizes. Go into edit mode, press A to highlight like your whole mesh. Click the UV sync button and make sure you're on UV1. You can do that by going over to the modifiers, data, and then scrolling down to UV maps. Make sure UV1 is highlighted, you clicked on that. Now you're gonna open the alien map that you downloaded at the beginning. So make sure your mesh is still highlighted and then go ahead and press SX 0.5 and hit enter, and then press GX 512 and press enter. If your UVs end up looking like this, then you've done it correct, but that's not it, because we gotta do it again. Click the little picture button down here and choose base texture. We are nearly finished, guys, with the most important parts, so you got this, I believe in you. So yeah, make sure your mesh is still highlighted and type SX 2.0 and press enter, and then GX minus 512 and press enter. Before we start weight transferring, go down to your UV maps again and switch to UV0 and then save the blend file. Save it right now, save it. Okay, now I want you to switch to Blender 2.70 because this is where we end the difficult, crucial parts, because this is the weight transferring. Open the blend file that we just saved in 2.78. Click Studio Mesh 1, Shift, and then click Top. Then we're gonna enter Weight Paint mode, and we're literally just gonna press Transfer Weights. Press Save, and then close it down. We're gonna go back into 2.78. Okay, so load your blend file back up into 2.78. And this is what it should look like. So now go into edit mode, go down to UV and press pack. Okay, so uncheck rotate. If your UVs don't look like mine and they're like really skinny, then you can press SX 2 point and press enter and they'll go back to normal size. Sometimes it happens when you pack islands, so yeah, if it does that, then do that and it should go back to normal. So I'm just gonna put the top UVs out of the way so we can work on the rest of the stuff. Click on your top mesh in the list on the side and then shift and click the studio mesh and press Ctrl J to merge them together. Right, we are nearly finished, like completely finished with the mesh. So all I need you to do is go into edit mode, open the rainbow UV layout, unselect your whole mesh by pressing A. Now, all I need you to do is basically just delete everything that's under your t-shirt mesh, like the chest area, the stomach, but not like the bit that's showing. Don't delete the hands, don't delete the neck, just delete everything that's underneath the clothing, because we don't need it. I'm gonna speed through it, and yeah, so I'll be right back. For the final part, we have to place the UVs in the right places. So for a t-shirt, it has to be on the top, like you can't place them in the bottom area or the shoe area. It's got to be like in the top area. So I'm gonna put the back one on the right, and I'm gonna put the front one on the left, and then I'm gonna rotate the arms and I'm gonna put them in the arm area. Whatever you do, don't overlap your clothing with the base mesh UVs because it will have some conflict with textures and stuff, and you don't want that. So don't do that. Just avoid it. Scale it down so it fits. Lastly, we got a vertex paint the t-shirt, like every single part of it, so that it fits every body shape. The color code is on the screen right now. Paint the whole t-shirt mesh with this color and then save. But yeah, that's it basically, and then you just save and import to Sims 4 Studio. So jumping over to Sims 4 Studio, we are gonna import the mesh that we just saved into every LOD. Next, we are gonna go to Photoshop and do the textures. This is basically like recoloring. So you just add your textures to this UV layout that you exported earlier. And then once you save it and you import it into S4 Studio, Sims 4 Studio, then your texture will be on your mesh. So I'm gonna speed through this because there's not much I can teach you on this. It's just adding texture. So yeah, I hope this helps. Okay, to finish off, make your shadows blank, your specular blank, import the normal map that I've linked in the description and make a mission blank as well, and then save. We are finished with this tutorial. We can now go and test the clothing out in game. And there we have it, guys. You finished your clothing tutorial. Well done. The next tutorial is going to be on texture baking. So we will have some natural shadows in the clothing and just stuff like that, highlighting, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. I hope I helped you learn how to create clothing. Yeah, if you learned anything and you created anything, tag me on Instagram at SummerKX so I can see your progress. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you watched till the end, thank you for the love and the support. I appreciate you like so much, so thank you. If you like this video, subscribe, like, leave a comment. Bye.